Hey, what's up guys? Edison here with the infamous Odd Collectibles, and you'll never guess who just found their YouTube password. Why don't we just start it with a classic, a PSA return. Quick recap, this was a 100-card submission I sent at the end of April, I think? Like, very beginning of May, I'm pretty sure is when I mailed this out. And it got back to me, like, beginning of July. And if there's one thing I will note, like, about my subs, I don't think this makes any difference. But I'm a little superstitious. I try to send in increments of 50 only. Mostly, I don't know if that's superstition, but if you do 100 cards at once, it packs really nicely because they can fit 50 cards, graded cards in these brown cardboard boxes, which is nice too because you get 2 of these. You don't get the little mini ones, and these big boxes are kind of nice because you can actually reuse them for stuff. These boxes are just really good to travel with graded cards, or honestly like booster packs and stuff like that. It's a good size. But you can see right here, I have a little bit of English. For the most part, you know, if you've seen my other videos, I grade Japanese. I would say 85% of what I've graded lifetime has been Japanese, if not higher. Let's get into this up. I'm actually going to start with this one English card. Because I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 English cards in the whole submission. So, I mean, I don't really know what you look for on an English card. Ooh, actually, there's a little bit of whitening on that corner. Okay, so there's 2 English cards then. Maybe more. I don't know. This is a cool card though. This is the Bagon from RCS, like Platinum RCS. It is a tough card to grade. This is one of those original shinies they did in the Platinum era. And what's always been tough with these in grade is that reverse foiling is like paper thin. It scratches like nothing. It's just a mirror. I think I took this in at Collecticon Houston. I thought it was clean enough to grade. I mean, there's a little bit of a white dot on that corner, but overall, I mean, this is still a really clean copy. And I still think it's worth more graded in an 8 than it was raw. One thing I'm gonna note, what I don't like about PSA is they don't send returns back in the order that you submit them. I don't know if it's something about like when they're checking, like verifying the QA2 process, but these cards are completely mixed up. Team Rocket's Mimikyu GX in a near mint 8. This is kind of a sad grade, I'll be honest. I thought this was clean enough to get the 10. It looked really, really nice on the back, so I'll probably have to inspect it with some better lighting. Because to me, I've always mentioned this, that the biggest issue with GX cards is the fact that they put this black border on them. It's so easy to tell if the card is off center now. So typically when you send in like tag teams and GXs, if they got like a 9, you probably have a centering issue if everything looks good. 8's a little bit confusing because 8 to me should not just be a centering problem. 8 to me is like there's more cosmetic flaws that I did not pick up on. Yeah, this is not the next card in the sub when I did it. But yeah, the Flareon Unagawa promo, PSA 10. There's really not much to say about these. Just evolutions were doing pretty good, and I happen to have a few extra Flareons that looked clean. Flareon is my favorite evolution though. I don't know what about this character. I just love it. And the next card, it's pretty off center off the rip. I mean, this is like actually crazy off center with how heavy it is on the bottom. PSA 9 and the Articuno. This is a beast card now in a 10. Like a lot of these black and white cards kind of just exploded. Even on the front too. It's not just the back centering. I will be honest, some people know a lot better than me on how PSA handles centering. But I'm guessing you can kind of get away with rougher back centering, but I mean, it carries over. Sometimes it doesn't carry over to the front. But the front of this card also is pretty off center. Because the rest of this card looks nice, close to immaculate. But a 9 is still nice in these cards because I'll be honest, these cards are getting harder and harder to find near mint. I've told people that when they try to buy cards off me at shows, it's like there's certain things that you're just not going to see again really pop up like they used to 3-4 years ago. You could find these cards in kind of abundance near mint for a decent price, and now it's just tough. Dark Rush Venusaur and a PSA 10. I think I had sold through the other copies I had listed, and I guess like I kind of just keep a constant pile of filler cards I could like kind of round out a submission, because I mentioned that I want to be at 50 to 100 cards. So if I'm like at 96, I'll just go through the drawer and I'll grab a stack of cards. Or even if I'm in the 80s, I'll just end up adding a bunch of these like mid-era to like black and white hollow rares that I think will do well. Another example of that for Alligator from Secret of the Lakes. I say 9. The back looks like it could have got a 10. My guess is it's this top centering being a little bit heavy. I'll probably drag it down. It's still okay. These are still okay at 9 just because they're starters. But yeah, I mean, same thing with this Swampert from Beat of the Frontier. I like this Himeno artwork. And I think, again, like the Venusaur, I'm pretty sure I've sold out of this card in 10. So I kind of wanted to replenish where I could. Because I am also dwindling out. I've pretty much filtered in a lot of the nice copies in submissions over the years. Really nice Salamence from Emerald Break by Tokia. These X and Y hollows are... They're pretty nice. There's honestly a lot of variance in the quality of the art. But X and Y has some really, really nice hollow rare artwork. Like, this one's nice, and then another standout that's also by Tokia is the Gardevoir. I forget the set name, but it's just a half art Gardevoir, which is sick artwork. So that's just something I think is worth looking into. It's like, you don't need to get the oldest cards in PSA 10. If you can just get Pokemon that are popular, there's a lot of like hidden gems out there that you can still go towards. I mean, EV Bandit Ring. I honestly kind of screwed up with this. I thought I sold out of all my copies. And then I checked on eBay, and it turns out I still have copies, and I checked my boxes, and I still have extra copies there. So I'm overstocked with these EVs from Bandit Ring, but still not a bad card. Oh, sorry. I flipped it because I thought it was the same card. But no, they completely mixed this up because I sent a couple of these. This is Beautifly from Expansion Pack, and I'm not sure if you've ever seen this name before, Expansion Pack, but if it's your first time, that is just the name of Ruby and Sapphire in Japan. Sorry. I really like this artwork. Hajime Kusujima is one of my favorite ADV artists, and I mean, there's just something nice about this. It's people have talked about it in like ad nauseum about it, but I guess hollow rares have kind of lost their charm over the past like 3 expansions. Meowth from Bandit Ring, so 2 Bandit Ring PSA 10s. This one I know I've sold out of. I'm surprised actually how popular Meowth is, but I love this artwork of just sitting on the beach. Another Bandit Ring EV and a 10. Still not bad. It's just like these cards are just I don't have to say they're like scratch offs. Like they're kind of like lottery tickets. Like if you hit the 10, it's not even a lottery ticket because they're not worth much. They're worth like $40 to $50, and you're gonna sit on them. But if you get a 9, it's completely worthless. So it's like gambling with low, like not a great outcome. And then this is another example. This is Rage of the Broken Heavens, which to me is probably the best. I would say top 3 X and Y sets. But this is a sick artwork, and again, like that Salamence. I mean, this is not an expensive card, but it's just really good artwork for. I would say Meganium is pretty popular. Espeon Deoxys Tag Team, PSA 10. I mean, not really much to say here. This is, I mean, obviously tag teams have gotten expensive. I've always thought that the base tag teams were nice, because unlike, base GXs, base Vs and stuff, actually base Vs got a lot better. But like if you looked at other base GXs, for the most part they were CGI artwork, so they were never going to be that collectible. So tag teams are just nice because all the artwork for the base is done by Arita, who is one of the longest running Pokemon artists. He's been doing cards for the Pokemon card game since base set, and his style is kind of entwined with it. So I love these, and I just think that they're always good cards to have. And I'm doing more in-person shows, so this is an example of a card that I think you bring to a show and you can throw it up for under eBay comp, netting more in fees, and people will gladly pick it up just to kind of round out a collection. Same thing with the Mewtwo Mew GX. This one's a little bit sicker. I think I'm also like over the videos you've probably seen the prices flashing up. If you're curious why these are more expensive than like Espeon Deoxys, even though this has an evolution, you can see at the top tag team starter set. Espeon Deoxys and Darkrai Umbreon did not release in sets in Japan, to my knowledge. It was only in. I actually have the boxes in the other room. It's like a little mini deck. Where each deck you get 2 of the respective evolution tag teams. But yeah, that's probably the biggest reason why. Because like for the Mewtwo Mew, you had to actually pull it in Unbroken Bonds. Oh, sorry, Miracle Twins. Sorry, next card is Charizard GX from Detective Pikachu. I really wish these cards were in order because I'm like flipping through them because I sent multiples of all these, so there's gonna be a lot of redundancy. But this is just a Charizard in a 10. It was really that simple. I've had these copies for like sitting in my drawer for 3-4 years, maybe 3 years, and eventually. I came down to, you just need to send cards out, and I picked the ones that I thought had the best centering, like the most even borders, and I sent them out, and we got 10, so that is definitely a good sign. Alright, so just kind of some variants, some random tag teams. Pikachu Zekrom in a 10. Really, really sick artwork. I mean, and not only is it super playable, the artwork is just awesome. Pikachu is super popular, Zekrom's good, and again, with the goated Arita artwork on the tag teams, they look nice. Oh, just another. we're just going through a list of like stuff that I thought was good convention stuff. So for reference, I sent the submission right after I had done Collecticon Houston, and I was in this mindset of I want more kind of affordable slabs, like stuff sub $100, like 40 to 100 that were nicer quality cards in 10 that people would be happy to add onto their collection if it was under, you know, eBay comps and cash. So that's why you're just gonna see a lot of this type of stuff. I love Gengar. I love Gengar. It's like a generic thing, but if you've watched any of my videos over the past 4 years of PSA subs, I've graded a ton of Gengars. So this is just like part of the course. And I've had these in 10s, but I think it's always good to, I'm trying to not wait till I sell out of something. I'm trying to be a little bit preemptive and grade it to restock. Another Charizard, Detective Pikachu in a 10. Suicune V from V-Star Universe. I honestly, I have way too many of this card in a 10. So, yeah. I graded this because I was like, this is one of those cards that I can bring to a show and eventually sell, but I've been to a couple of shows with these and these have not been moving. So we'll see what we can do. I might have to do a discount at the next show I go to move some old stock. This is a sick one too. I have no clue if I have one of these still. I think I sold one. I was checking my eBay recently and I sold a copy in like 2023 for like over $100. I mean, prices and everything. I just like Plasma, like Team Plasma as a team, and I love the blue border, black and white stuff. So if it's like a popular Pokemon like Infernape, I like Giratina. I mean, I've graded some weirder Pokemon. Like I really like the coughing artwork. But yeah, just threw that in there. Suicune V, another one of these V-Star Universe cards in a 10. This is a sick one. Pokémon, Yveltal. Really cool. Really cool artwork. And I mean, I've always harped on this. The Pokémons in Japanese are like, it's a different card than the English one. It is just so much nicer. Just the overall presentation. And I think like, not only do you have like more hollow effects, you have like a cool pattern etched in. The yellow borders just make the cards look so bad. So that is sick to get back in a 10. And cool enough, I picked up a Pokémon pack in Collecticon, New Jersey, which is crazy too. If you know anything about like X and Y booster packs, or like even any types of Japanese booster packs, finding loose Japanese booster packs in America is honestly kind of tough, especially for nicer quality sets. And Pokémon loose packs are like near impossible to find for like anything reasonable. Ooh, and we gotta eat them this weekend. Sorry to cut that part off. Sure, I was just like, wow, I was really happy to get a Pokemon pack because the art is sick. If you've never seen it, look it up. It's like a Himeno artwork with all like the chase Pokemon just on the front. It's really nice. Infernape in a 9. Ooh, actually, let me fix this quick. I mean, you're bound. I mean, we've been doing pretty good on the 10s. I mean, how many cards have I pulled out and they've just been straight into this 10 pile? I mean, this is. I guess like part of it too is like I'm reading a lot of modern cards. This is a sick one. This one is so good too. Like imagine this was CGI artwork of just Blastoise and Piplup. Kind of like, I mean, the full arts are just CGI, right? Yeah. Like if that was the base version, I don't think anybody really care about the cards. But the fact that it's this really nice animated artwork by Arita of two just great Pokemon, Piplup is so sick. I'm really happy with that. 2 10s. I was actually pretty strict too. I'm happy that we got so many tag teams in a 10 because in the past when I've sent them in, it's been 50-50 honestly with 10s and 9s. Mew V from Fusion Arts, still a really modern card. This is from Fusion Strike in English, but Mew's always a good little Pokemon to have, and I also like the full art. The color composition is quite nice. Holy shit! Blastoise from Cold Flare in a 6. Would you believe me if I tell you this is not a card that you want in a 6? Scissor from Cold Flare in a 9, just a sick artwork. I like this one a lot because I think the red of the Scissor really pops on because you know it's a metal card with the silvering border, silver like crosshatch border, which is really cool that they brought back for White Flare and Black Border. That card just pops. That Pokemon just pops on that card. Another Bandit Ring Eevee. Oh, any of you not got in a 9? I mean, we got 110, so that I think the 10 kind of pays off for the 9, and the 9 is just I'm pretty sure the 9 is worth the same, or if not, whatever raw copy is worth. Okay, this card has absolutely exploded over the past months. I mean, if you want to see Pokemon's in a bubble, if you want to see how Pokemon's in a bubble, just look at the price of any Pikachu promo over the past 3 months. They've all like tripled. Another English card. This has really bad corners. Oh. Well, okay, so there was more English cards than I expected. Not bad, it's just like a white dot there, a white dot there, white there. It's clean. It's really clean when you consider the fact that this card is 22 years old now. Lapras EX from Ruby Sapphire base. A Mew from Lost Link, Mew Prime. I mean, 7 is not... We'll see a couple of the cards that kind of fall into this category. I guess the Lapras is kind of like that. Just like, this is just a good Pokemon card. Mew Prime. And it's going to be tough to sell in a 7. But I'm pretty sure the 7 is going to be a lot easier to move and kind of price out than my near mint raw copy, if that makes sense. So I'll take the 7. Darkrai from Mythical Legendary Dream Shine Collection. I also got packs of this set in Collecticon. Collecticon Jersey, which again is really cool because I've never seen this pack in person. And every time I've ever seen this pack for sale, it's been in booster boxes that have been way too expensive. And just like the Yveltal from Pokemon, the yellow border of this card in English makes it so ugly, but in Japanese it is crazy how good that looks. Alright, this is sick too, man. This is Crobat from Split Earth. This is, I mean, obviously it's an e-reader holo, which just, I mean, look how sick that artwork is of the Crobats all hanging out, and then, I mean, these flying in the background are great. But this is to me a absolutely amazing card, and it was clean when I got it. And again, it's like one of those cards that I was taking with me raw to shows, and at a certain point I kind of like looked at it and I was like, this card is too nice to sell in as a raw copy. This has a really easy, it's at least a 9, and to see it come back for 10 is sick. Umbreon from Dark Rush pack promo. So if you've never seen this card before, you can just see this little set stamp here. It's kind of, think of it as like the equivalent of a blister in Japan. You get a couple packs of Dark Rush. I actually think it comes with another set too. It might just be Dark Rush packs, and then this is packaged on it as like a separate promo. Loki, you can call this Moonbreon. Little Moonbreon in the back. Darkness Ablaze Charizard. This is, I mean, there's like a rare version of this, and I forget what the issue is. I think it's something to do with the energy symbols having the wrong texture. I honestly don't remember, because I remember when this card came out, this was like, I thought this was the sickest card ever, because I don't know. I guess I hadn't really realized how many nice cards there are out there. Volcanion EX, this is a really random card. I just got this card raw in Collecticon Houston in like a trade-in. I was out of Pokemon for like 4 months. I was just playing World of Warcraft. It's just like funny, like the one English modern card I decided to grade, I graded a Volcanion. Like even in the 7, there's Enzorar, there's Lily's Clefairy EX, sorry, Enzorar Arc, like Lily's Clefairy EX, and I sent Volcanion EX from Journey Together. Charizard CP6, this is the equivalent of Evolutions in Japanese. It's just a card. What I love about the Japanese CP6 line is if you cover up this copyright date, it's like near identical to a base set, which some people don't like, and I've had like issues at card shows. People will see like the top half of the card and see my sticker, and they'll assume it's a base set copy. And I mean, you're not gonna get 10s on everything. Another 10. We went over some of these tag teams, so if we see more tag teams, I'll just quickly gloss over it. Poliwrath from Flight of Legends. This card, Flight of Legends, is the name for Fire Red Leaf Green in Japanese, in case you're wondering. But I tend to send a lot of the Fire Red Leaf Green holos because, I mean, it's the Pokemon 151. That's like the whole thought process. It's Fire Red Leaf Green and just 151. Got a 9, got an 8. That's rough. I kind of want to check both these out, and actually, I mostly want to check out the 9 is fine. It's like a near mint copy. The 8, I want to see what. I was kind of docking it down. Holy shit. Why did this get a 6? And Bandit Ring Gyarados is a beast card. It's these quarter arts, I think, are kind of getting a little bit more popular now. It was like that other card. It was the other card in this stack. To me, a 6 has to be more like a 6 is automatically like a dent, right? So there has to be something that I missed gravely wrong for that to have got that grade. Golem EX, Rulers of the Heavens. This is I mean, I can't really justify why I graded this. I just think this is a funny ass art for Golem. Ew, god damn, why did I grade this? Team Rocket's Mimikyu in a 6. Centering is actually, there's like a little white line on the card there. I wonder if that is a flaw. Yeah, actually you can see it pretty well. There's a dent right there. Okay, so 6 is correct. This is like why I just need better lighting in general, because on regular, like just top-down light, on a quick glance, you're not gonna see that. So 6 is definitely fine with 2 dents like that. And Bandit Ring, yeah, 10 and 10. Alright, I just saw how long this recording is getting, so let's try to make it a little bit faster. I'll quickly give my thoughts. Gengar level X in an 8. Just like the Mew Prime, these are just good cards, and it's about kind of like locking in the way they are. Gengar from Double Blaze. Really fun artwork. Honestly, just really cool card considering it's an uncommon from the set. So I've graded some of these in the past in a 10, but I think I'm kind of dwindling down on them. So again, like the cards that are selling well for me, I want to keep re-upping them so I don't ever have a time when they're not in stock. Blaziken from Galactus Conquest, really sick artwork. There's not much to say. And you'll notice Hajime Kusujima from the previous box had some sick artworks, and they kept it up going into even Galactus Conquest should be. This is a Platinum era set too, so quite the history with the Pokemon card game. Flip it over. Oh, this one's so good. This is such a good tag team, and with sitting on kind of Zekrom's shoulder with Reshiram in the background. When you think N, this is, I feel like, the energy that you kind of get from him. But that is a great tag team. Actually, this one, I misspoke too. The other ones are all done by Irida. I completely forgot that this one is done by Naoki Saito too, which makes it kind of unique compared to the other tag teams. Charizard from VMAX Climax in a 10. This is, I was talking about, just like one of those cards that I see as a show card. I think it's like between like 40 to 50 on eBay. And my thought process is you bring this to a card show for $40 cash and you'll do well. Same thing with this Double Blaze Gengar. It's like $80, which is expensive for an uncommon, but it's cheap for a Gengar, if that makes sense. Charizard VMAX Climax in a 10. Charizard VMAX Climax in a 10. Which is nice too, because it means these cards did not get messed up. They've been sitting in my desk drawer for like 2.5 years, at least. Maybe longer, because I'm pretty sure I bought all my VMAX Climax cards in 2021, and I've just been sitting on them. So I've had some of these cards for 4 years now. So, I mean, it's a good thing that they're just exactly the same condition as they were. Another 10, a Double Blaze Gengar and a 10. You can kind of see what I'm talking about there. Like, what? I don't know how this is ending up. Like, all of these Charizards should be sequential, because I just throw them all together. So somewhere it's getting mixed up. This, to me, I mean, I talked about Flareon being my favorite evolution. I think this is the best evolution card from VMAX Climax. It's like the Vaporeon Jolteon or whatever, but this one is just, the art style is amazing. It's kind of evocative of like original Ken Sugimori watercolor stuff, just with the background. And next card is Unagaba Pikachu in a 10. This is such a funny artwork, and honestly, this is the last Unagaba I have. I was like selling them raw at shows, and I kind of screwed up. I didn't realize the price of the card had gone up raw by that much, so I still sell them for kind of cheap. But it's whatever, I got cards to people who would have wanted them, so it works out for everyone. Damn. Okay. So, if like here's a good juxtaposition of why Pokemon is a fun hobby, and like why collecting arts and like artists you like is fun. This is peak, right? This is N in all his glory with the 2-box legendaries of Black and White hanging out together. This is like the story of N on one card. And then here's a follow-up Naoki Saito artwork. Slaking just hanging out and yawning. I mean, this is like the type of stuff I just love in the game. Pikachu Zekrom came back at 10. Pretty nice. Dark Phantasmic Gengar came back at 10. So essentially like all the modern cards we've went over. I mean, there was that one Suicune that came back at 8, but like the Unagaba, one came back at 9. But the tag teams have all been 10 so far. These VMAX Climax cards have all been 10. These Charizard GXs have all been 10. So it was a pretty good, more 10s. This is a pretty good sub, honestly, for quality. I don't like want to toot my own horn, but I do think I did a better job kind of assessing centering. I focused a lot more on the centering of these cards. But I think what ended up happening was I looked so much at the centering, I didn't really pay attention to the backs. So I let some dents slip through. These are just good. All these tag teams in 10 should do really nice at a show. Damn, I like this card a lot. But, I mean, I'm flipping it over immediately and I can tell it's off-center. Just, these black lines are killer, man. It just is so tough. Also, this is just a weird card too, because for the longest time, I thought these right here were the eyes. But no, that is his really bushy eyebrows. We graded some One Piece. Some One Piece Redback, if you don't know, is a leader card. Also, an interesting thing about One Piece cards is it's a thicker PSA slab. Like the back of the slab, because the cards are thicker, One Piece cards are a lot thicker than Pokemon cards. I think they redesigned the slab so that it kind of bulges out on the back, unlike a Pokemon slab. But this is Trafalgar Law, the alternate art from OP01, and you'll notice it does not say like pre-errata. This is the errata version, right? This is, if you have 5 characters, return, it should be up to. So this is pre-errata. One Piece technically has a first printing where some of the phrasing when they translated from English, Japanese to English, wasn't correct. This is an example of a card that has the incorrect translation. Another leader card with the red back. PSA Luffy. I was using this in a deck for a while, and I ended up just stopped playing the deck, and I didn't want the card just sitting around, so I decided to set it off to get graded. It's not bad, but this is just a set artwork, and obviously it is a PSA card, like a PSA exclusive magazine card that PSA graded. It's a good business for them, man. More One Piece. So it is weird to me that all the Pokemon cards were kind of mixed, but the One Piece cards have stayed together for the most part. These are both just from the first anniversary set, so this is OP05, original artwork. This is the first time Ichiro Oda did original artwork for the One Piece TCG, in case you, as like a fun fact at the time that I tell people about. But it's really nice artwork. And there's the expensive version too, where he did his signature. That is a card I still actually do want to try to pick up. In the future, that's going to be one of the cards you look back at One Piece and you're like, oh wow, that is sick. That is like, the top chase, in my opinion, even over the mangas. And finally, I think this is the last One Piece card, is just the Yamato SP from OP. Actually, I don't know. Is this from OP05, really? It's just really nice. I love this SP style. SP on Doxus and 10, immediately. This is like a couple ounces, not ounces, but a couple grams lighter. You can feel it in hand how much lighter these Pokemon slabs are than the One Piece ones. A lot of redundancy cards that we've seen already. The Mewtwo Mew in a 10 is nice. So pretty much what I do when I get like subs with multiple cards is I go through, I pull out one of each unique card to scan, and those are the ones that go in my box to be listed, and the ones that the rest go into a storage box. And then for some of the stuff, as I mentioned, it's going to be show inventory. I'm going to pull it, put it to the side, and throw that pretty much just in a Zion to travel with me. We're just going through this fast because this is, we kind of killed it. It's all redundant PSA 10s, but all like pretty good cards. Okay, I might have sent too many of these Dark Phantasma Gengar. Yunaga Flareon on a 10 is kind of nice. Another one. Oh shit, okay. This is a really nice card in a 10. The Gyarados of Rage of the Broken Heavens. Damn. That's why I said it's one of the best. I think Rage of the Broken Heavens is one of the best X and Y sets. You get this sick chase card in it. There's also just good cards in general, and Gyarados is cool, and you get a Mega Gyarados in the set. This is so good, man. And you'll notice something. It's an Arita artwork talking about how many good cards Arita has drawn since base set. And we're following it up with my awesome little Flareon. Okay, it was also wrong. I guess some of the One Piece got mixed up. We have one random One Piece card here. This is actually a good one. This is the One Piece, what is this? The One Piece Day Dallas from this year. This is like the promo, but it's like all the different versions of Luffy, like all his different gear forms in the background. It's like a sick composition. And I put the price. I'm surprised how expensive this card is. So I'm more than happy to get that back in a 10 and throw it up for sale to probably just put the money back in the more Pokemon cards. Mewtwo Mew in a 10. Another one is really nice, Kawaii. I've mentioned this before. Kawaii is probably my favorite. I say this a lot. I have a lot of opinions that I give out. And Kawaii is my favorite artist. I have pretty much a complete set of all of his card arts. Oh, damn. This is a great card to flip over into. Palkia EX from Megalo Cannon. Unlimited. I don't actually know if people really care about that for black and white cards. I think some people care about that a lot for X and Y. I would say that this and the Articuno were like similar card condition when I sent them in, but this is a lot better center, and the Articuno was pretty off center. So I'm just gonna say that's the reason that got a 9, not because it's not near min. Charizard from Classic Collection. This one's like interesting to me too. Is like, look how little information is on that label. 2023 Pokemon. You gotta understand. You just have to know CLL is Classic Collection. That's just the set symbol that they abbreviated, and Charizard. It doesn't even say foil on it, which I think is a little weird. Another really nice card at a 10 from Mythical Legendary Dream Shine Collection. Such a long name. Now we got one in an 8 and we got one in a 10. Look at that, Kawaii. Another great Kawaii card. I cannot stop singing praise on how much I like this artist. Look how good that looks with the silver borders. That is a great card. Ooh, we got a Gengar and a Prime in at 6, but it's like the Mewtwo and the Level X. I kind of just sent this in. This is just a rough copy, but I don't know. It's like I found like my thought process was it was going to be just as hard to. I was going to have to argue with people about condition on eBay if I ever wanted to sell it. So like, why not just grade it and I could decide what to do with it afterwards. Unagaba Leafeon in a 10. I think the only Unagaba evolutions I had like extra of were like Leafeon and Flareon Descendant. So it's nice that, I mean, I think we saw 4 of them, 3 of them got 10. That's pretty sick. One old back card, I'm pretty sure I only sent 1. Let's see, it's only 2 left. This is going to be base set Venusaur. I mean, came back at 8, but I mean, 8 for a Venusaur. This card is essentially 29 years old now. It's coming up on 30 years old. Wow, it's coming up on 30 years old. Pokemon is old, and I'm getting old. But yeah, that's just nice. How many like really nice condition, holo rares from base set are still out there? It's, raw, just floating around, yet to be picked up and put in a slot. So it's just cool to get one back. Flareon in a 10. Oh, maybe we hadn't seen all the Flareons yet. But I'm pretty sure this is the last one, because this last card is, I actually have no clue because the order's mixed up. That should be a Pikachu in a 9. So we got 110, 19. Still a really nice card. And sadly, this is the last copy I have of this card. But we take that in a 9. Really, really fun artwork. But yeah, this was the sub. It was honestly like, it was 100 cards. I'm gonna say it was probably like 40 unique cards, if that. It was. I send a lot of repeat cards. I mean, that's always how I do it. Overall, this was insane. Like, this was, I would say, well over 70% of the sub came back 10, which is good. Thanks for watching, guys. As I mentioned, I'll be at Woodbridge Card Show in like, I don't know when this video comes out, but yeah, I'll put up the date on the screen right now. And I should be at Pokemon World. If you're gonna go, you can feel free to reach out to me, or you'll run into me, and maybe I'll make a video on it. And after that, I'll be doing a lot of the collecticons. So thanks for watching, and have a nice one.